1,500 athletes benefiting from a health insurance scheme. 84 athletes receiving welfare checks. Sexual harassment bill tabled. And Jamaica ranks 9th out of 180 countries in press freedom.
As promised, those and other achievements at the Office of the Prime Minister are coming up as we continue our 2015 year in review. Hi there, I'm Andrea Chisholm. Welcome to this Tuesday's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Want to know what else we have in store for you?
As the world marvels at the lightning speed of the likes of Usain Bolt and Veronica Campbell-Brown, many have asked, is it in the food? Perhaps the yellow yam?
It's time to march into the future to build another generation. This park holds that potential to develop that greatness.
We need to take part in preserving our environment as much as possible. That's the reality.
It all unfolds right now.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them. A message from the Ministry of Health, sponsored by the NHF.
Finger-licking jerk chicken, Helcher fish and bami, will run down yam and banana, roast breadfruit, sweet potato pudding. Jamaica food sweet. This November is Eat Jamaican Month, so let's make a pledge to use more local produce and less foreign goods. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, January 5. Local Government and Community Development Minister Noah Larscott says immediate steps will be taken to secure the retirement landfill in St. James from any further illegal activity. The announcement follows two fires at the municipal waste disposal site over the Christmas and New Year's holidays, believed to be the work of arsonists.
I want to appeal to our well-thinking citizens to cease and desist from these activities, because in the end, nobody benefits.
Minister Larscott toured the facility on Saturday, January 2, and revealed that new measures would include restricting the number of unauthorized persons visiting the site.
We're going to examine the protocol in allowing persons on the dump site. I'm going to ask them to reduce the amount of persons and to gradually put in place tighter security and management of this landfill.
Other measures being considered include the erection of perimeter fencing, using waste at the site to generate energy, and the possible privatization of the operation. In the meantime, Mayor of Montego Bay, Councillor Glendon Harris, says the St. James Parish Council will be ensuring the immediate installation of emergency water supply to facilitate rapid response, as well as the installation of closed-circuit cameras. More than 300 workers are scheduled to leave the island tomorrow to take up employment opportunities on farms in Canada. The workers are the first batch to leave the island this year on the government's Overseas Employment Program. Labour Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson addressed the workers prior to their departure in a ceremony earlier today.
When you get there, all 310 of you, you are coming from a small island state known as Jamaica. And therefore you must bond together and show off and showpiece brand Jamaica. It is by showing off brand Jamaica that this program will continue to grow.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller has committed her government to sustaining the wide-ranging justice reform program in 2016. Mrs. Simpson Miller says this must involve a change of culture and approach by key stakeholders, supported by significant public investment.
This is taking place during a period when Jamaica continues on a path of sustained fiscal discipline and economic reform. Nevertheless, key changes must be made to ensure the swift delivery of justice. This requires absolute primacy and synergies between prosecution and defense counsel to achieve the timely disposal of cases.
The Prime Minister was speaking on Monday at the swearing-in ceremony for the island's new president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Dennis Morrison. Local pineapple yield is slated to be increased as the Scientific Research Council SRC incorporates tissue culture technology in the production of the crop. Executive Director of the Council, Dr. Cliff Riley, says with tissue culture technology, pineapples can be available within a month or two instead of the traditional format, which may take up to a year or more. Dr. Riley, who was a recent guest on JIS TV's Issues and Answers program, said the council was also cleaning the planting materials to prevent microbes or soil-borne pests.
We took on tissue culture in the early 1990s to revamp the agricultural sector. So we've been producing thousands of disease-free planting materials for the farmers on a regular basis.
The council is testing sugarloaf pineapples and other varieties with the tissue culture technology. The Transport Authority will be launching a rewards program to encourage best practices in the land transportation system this year. The competition will be launched by June 2016 and will recognize public transportation operators, drivers and conductors at the parish and national levels based on the category of their driver's license. Communication and Customer Service Manager Petra Keane Williams tells JIS News that the authority intends to reward persons who have consistently met or exceeded the fit and proper standards for operating in the public transportation sector. In order to be considered, operators must observe the basic guidelines for operating in the sector. And finally, the National Water Commission is urging corporate area residents to continue practicing water conservation measures as the country moves further into what is traditionally the longest dry period, December to April. NWC says that while water levels at the Hermitage Dam and the Mona Reservoir are currently at 100%, inflows into the two facilities have begun to steadily decline. This has spurred the water company to introduce nighttime restrictions. As a result, some customers will experience low water pressure or have no water between the hours of 1 p.m. and 4 a.m. In the meantime, the Water Commission says upgrading plans to improve water supply are advanced as part of efforts to mitigate future drought conditions. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Lorraine. We shift gears now from the news of the day to those from the year just ended. As you'll see next, it was a busy year for the Sport and Information divisions at the Office of the Prime Minister.
Despite the current tight fiscal space in which we are operating, significant work has been taking place in the advancement of sport in Jamaica. This will provide support to our national athletes and allow them to receive the requisite health screening as well as preventative and remedial health care. We want to provide first class, first world opportunities and a landscape for first class athletes. They deserve nothing less. Our anti-doping systems have been significantly bolstered with improved testing capacity, staffing, and governance structures. Significant expenditures have been made in the upgrading of our national sporting infrastructure. This opening of this facility here at IPL today is a timely blessing. I expect that this new IAAF certified track will be another catalyst for this institution in its continued mission of social and economic development of Jamaica through sport and training. $39.7 million have been provided in this present budget for the design and preliminary research relating to this project. transformation of the indoor sports center into a fully solar-powered facility will mean that all of us will be able to not only utilize it for sporting events, but for entertainment activities as well.
The elimination of gender-based violence and other forms of violence against women and girls is central to the government's commitment to the safety and the security of all our citizens, particularly the most vulnerable in the society.
This No More Silence, Silence No More social media campaign will be bold. It will engage champions to develop and share key messages to raise awareness and build consensus around practical solutions to prevent gender-based violence and other forms of violence. Let us stand together and actively work to protect our children from all forms of violence, especially gender-based violence. Under the Act, victims of sexual harassment will be able to seek redress in the resident magistrate's court or at a special division of the Industrial Disputes Tribunal, which will be established for this purpose. One of the things I'm proudest about, that under my watch, Jamaica has been ranked 9th out of 180 countries in media freedom by Reporters Without Borders. And that report came out in February 2015. So we are a country that supports freedom of expression. What this ambitious and far-reaching energy efficiency conservation program does is to show the way. It provides a blueprint as to how energy efficiency is done and what it looks like. The Broadcasting Commission is to get a permanent home. Cabinet has approved the purchase of a property located at 9 Central Avenue, Kingston 10, for use as a permanent office of the Commission. The cost of the property is $95 million. Today is such a joyful day for me because I'm seeing one of the dreams I had from the very early days in my job as Minister with responsibility for information come true.
Jamaica passes all IMF tests. Multilateral agency lowers primary surplus target.
We will not depart from our obligations with respect to the economic reform program.
Public sector unions ink wage deal with government and major improvements in tax reform. Watch the 2015 Year in Review for the Finance Ministry this Wednesday, January 6 on this station, inside Jamaica Magazine.
It keeps our bodies working, our food nutritious, our living and working spaces clean, and our lives comfortable. Water, the most precious resource necessary for the sustenance of life on our planet. Don't waste it. Let's conserve on this critical commodity. In the house, invest in storage containers and buckets. Take quick showers instead of long baths, and invest in water-efficient shower heads, toilets, and faucets. You may also want to consider one-pot meals and cooking methods that don't require much water. You could also wash fruits and vegetables in a bowl and reuse the water on your plants or grass. When cleaning dishes, fill both sinks and use one for washing and the other for rinsing. The leftover water can be used to wash off the concrete or asphalt in your yard. If you must wash your car at home, aim for once a fortnight and use a bucket to do the washing instead of running the hose. Don't delay. Start your water conservation practices today.
This year, can we encourage you to eat more local foods? Call it a resolution or not. The benefits to eating Jamaican are many. The nutritional value of homegrown foods and boost to the local economy are just two. Here's just a taste of what's on offer.
Food. For most, that probably means the broad label for just about every edible item we humans consume. Now, Jamaicans fully agree to this, but in the lingua of the island, food is also a specific term for the side dishes that accompany the main course of Jamaican meals. You might also hear them called ground or grung provisions: yam, potato, sweet or Irish, dasheen, cocoa, cassava, and others that are staples of the island's agricultural output. Farmers, supported by government and strong private groups, plant and harvest these crops for the discerning Jamaican consumer and a reliable export market. As the world marvels at the lightning speed of the likes of Usain Bolt and Veronica Campbell-Brown, many have asked, is it in the food? Perhaps the yellow yam?
When we roast the yellow yam, when we roast the yellow yam, and we slice it in a two, and we slice it in a two.
The skin is brown, sometimes black, and some say scaly. Peel away the outer layer and get to the heart of its starchy goodness. There you'll find fulfillment and a taste that is as distinctive as the indescribable talent of our trailblazing athletic stars. More importantly, in the heart of our yams are essential nutrients for healthy living: vitamins C and B6, potassium, manganese, fiber, and iron. These nutrients converge in several varieties of the Jamaican yam, a tuber with off-white, purple, white, yellow, and sometimes red flesh, depending on the variety. For every type of yam, there is a uniquely Jamaican name, like renta, yampi, moonshine, or afu. Whatever the name, they're all edible, just so long as you cook them first. And with thousands of acres of fertile land, yam production is an island-wide vocation in Jamaica. But you might be surprised, or not, to know that the most popular yam-producing parish, Trelawney, is also the home of the world's fastest man.
Corrected to 969, the relax. Usain Bolt, tremendous running by this man.
Daylight come and me want go home. Work all night.
From jerk to curry recipes, Jamaican cooking is all about the spices, sourced right on the island. With the support of the state entity responsible for managing all things agricultural, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Jamaica's spice producers are on the verge of stamping a bolder mark on the competitive international industry, with many programs unfurling to increase the production of traditional spices like ginger, turmeric, nutmeg, and pimento, and non-traditional spices such as hot peppers and onion. And the possibilities are bountiful. Jamaica is a tiny giant in the world of agro-processed foods. Island producers are dishing out big, unique flavors, employing ingenuity and utilizing the support of state agencies to steadily eke out more of the international market for these goods. Included in the mix are mild to spicy hot sauces, jams and jellies, a must if you want to proclaim your Jamaicanness. Ackee, delivered to you in a can, and for a bit of green delight, callaloo canned in brine. Then there are some unique Jamaican spreads for your breads and biscuits, like a dab of Solomon Gundy or a spoonful of delicious mango, sorrel, or tamarind chutney. And let's not forget the roots wines. Whether your delight is tea, coffee, or maybe cocoa, Jamaican value-added producers have carved out a reputation for delivering only the best. Jamaica is known for its lush landscapes, revered for its music, celebrated for its track stars, and the world is hooked on our coffee. And it's hardly surprising. The species of choice in the Jamaican coffee industry, Arabic coffee, is widely accepted as producing the far superior cup. And Blue Mountain is the brand best loved by coffee connoisseurs from near and far, commanding high prices wherever it's sold. So, what's your delight? Whatever it is, Jamaican farmers and end producers are uniquely and creatively positioned to deliver. In this land of wood and water, champions are not just made for the tracks, they're also found in the fields and in the shopping carts of discerning consumers the world over.
Stop. Think before you burn. The dry season is on, so there's little to no rainfall and wind speeds increase around this time too. What if the fire you light gets out of control? Where would you get the water to out the flame? Why not try bagging up waste and putting it outside for collection? If you absolutely must burn, construct a fire break by clearing an area around the site to be burnt. Use water to wet the perimeter of the brush being burnt. Burn in small piles and be sure to burn one pile at a time. If no water is available, ensure you have some dirt to douse the fire. Remember, take stock of yourself and think before you burn.
We have waited a long time for it.
It's time to march into the future to build another generation. This park holds that potential to develop that greatness because we know we'll have an upgraded recreational facility so that children in and around the areas have a good family life, have art and recreation, and can see a civility about their country, which is important.
We long for the day and expect it when the great Parliament of Jamaica will be sited at the top of the north of National Heroes Park. And we dream of the time when this good place, embodying the spirits and the lively presence of our national heroes, our prime ministers and our cultural icons, can be a meeting place for the communities. National Heroes Park is the lungs of Kingston redevelopment. The dream is that as Emancipation Park has transformed New Kingston and its curtilage, so National Heroes Park must become the source of oxygen for rebuilding downtown Kingston.
And the total cost of the project is estimated to be $2.5 billion. Don't be frightened by that number. You're not going to get quality without the expenditure of a sum in that magnitude. And we are united in that we believe that the ordinary people of the corporate area of the Kingston metropolitan region deserve a part of that authority. And I'm appealing to those for whom this is being built. Treasure it, preserve it, do not vandalize it, because it's not somebody else's park, it's a park for the people.
How are you enjoying the show so far? Yeah, I'm having a good time too. We're nearing the end, but before we go, many of you were probably out soaking up the rays and the waves on New Year's Day. I bet you had fun, and that's a good thing. But here's to hoping you left that beach just as beautiful as you saw it.
take part in preserving our environment as much as possible. That's the reality.
Jamaicans love going to the beach, hardly surprising since we are a tropical island people. But we aren't the only fans. Among its many offerings, Jamaica's tourism landscape owes much to the appeal of our many miles of white sand beaches. Yet, although these gems of nature offer us both a place to play and earn, all too often, this is how we treat them.
From diapers to container covers, plastic, bottles, bags, you name it, it's out here.
According to the US-based nonprofit environmental advocacy group Ocean Conservancy, our oceans sustain us with the basic elements of life, producing half of the oxygen in the air we breathe and serving as an essential part of the water cycle. Beaches are the frontier of this essential resource, providing habitat and nesting grounds for important ocean wildlife like sea turtles and seabirds, and helping to sustain complex coastal economies. It's why local organizations like the National Environment and Planning Agency and the Urban Development Corporation regularly organize exercises to clear our beaches of the debris so carelessly discarded.
The objective is really, most importantly, to raise the awareness amongst the general population about how our everyday activities affect our coastal resources, because what we find is that when we dispose of garbage improperly, it ends up right back on the beach.
Don't litter, don't throw garbage in the sea, in the rivers, in gullies and stuff. Just keep the environment clean.
Because we want a clean environment to come in and play and swim.
Polluting our beaches with trash is not just an eyesore. It affects the health of people, wildlife, and economies. And what we do on land invariably ends up in the water. The result could be injury to swimmers and beachgoers, wildlife being harmed from eating or getting trapped in the garbage, boat propellers being ensnared, and tourists seeking more pristine environs to vacation.
It's very important because if all the garbage wash away into the sea, the marine animals will choke and they will die. It will cause pollution.
The beaches are nature's gift to us, offering up a relaxing environment to get away from the stressors of life, enjoy them, and allow others to do the same.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Protect yourself from the bite of this mosquito. A message from the Ministry of Health, sponsored by the NHF.
This is where we close the pages on today's magazine. Thanks for your company. We have another program lined up for you tomorrow, so be sure to return. In the meantime, watch this one again on our YouTube channel or on our website. And if you have a comment, use our Twitter or email accounts. Until next time, I'm Andrea Chisholm. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.